Hey guys, welcome to the video where I talk about my character in Rift. I play the Tactician, which is one of the newer souls they brought into with the Storm Legion expansion. It is the Rogue one, specifically. Now the footage is going to be mostly random, me just walking around killing stuff, explaining what it is I'm talking about. So, briefly, I will explain what a soul is. Here's your talent tree, which looks like every talent tree in every MMO RPG out there. Except these things where it says Tactician, Marksman, Rift Stalker. Not that. If I click on something? Assassin, Nightblade, Ranger, Saboteur, Bard, and Blade Dancer. These are all roles, or not roles, I'm sorry, souls. If I want to get Assassin, I click Assassin, and I'll get rid of Marksman, because that's the one I clicked on. These are interchangeable to build your own classes. So, I'm playing the Tactician Hybrid, which is a mix of Tactician, Marksman, and Rift Stalker. Rift Stalker adds a little bit of survivability, by increasing your resistance, your armor, and your endurance, along with damage, because that's nice. But it's mainly for your survivability. Now, the reason that I have Marksman is I need abilities I use when I'm not using my different torrents, which I'll go into detail shortly. So these are your basic, these are my gun attacks. And you'll also see what I mean by that in a second as well. Tactician is my main focus currently. I realized I actually messed this tree up a little bit. You know what? Should I reset now? No, I'll do it later, it doesn't matter. I realized I didn't put points in where I wanted to. Or I could put more, I was supposed to finish Tactician before I put more points into Marksman. But I totally forgot about that. You cannot put any more points into a tree than your level. So on hit 39, I had to start putting points into Marksman. But when I leveled up to 41, I never put the points into here that I could have, so there's room now. But you can't max out a tree until you're, a certain level. Because you get more than 1 point per level sometimes. So the Tactician soul is mostly gadgets and things for the rogue. And now you use combo points just like most games. Now I'm going to just get rid of my combo points. I'm just going to kill something real quick and then I'll go over my build. Kill him without using certain abilities for a specific reason. Okay. I just wanted to clear my combo points to start off fresh. So what kind of... I'll start with buffs. You get engines. One increases your healing, like you get healed when you get hit. Another one deals damage when you get hit. So you have healing or damage. But I use healing just for survivability. You need to when you use this Tactician build that I use. Now you have cores. These are put on the ground. You have this damages enemies nearby. Oh crap. Don't want to pull that guy by accident. This heals me. Basically it. And it heals the party, I should say. This third one, that makes enemies that are caught in it, like this guy, increases their damage taken by 10%. That's on a 1 minute cooldown. The rest of these are on 15 seconds. And they last 15 seconds. So the moment it disappears, you can put another one down, which is very useful. So you almost every fight have that 495 health over 15 seconds, up to 10 party members. It doesn't sound like a lot of health when I have almost just under 4,000 health, but it's enough. Like it makes a big difference, even though it doesn't sound like it does. Now you also have these things. These are your temporary buffs. So this is the shield, which will reduce damage, absorb 20% of the rogue's max health. This second one here, battle remote, increases damage, as his name. Curative remote hurts the enemy. It's actually a debuff you put on them. And now you got your abilities. Necrotic Torrent, Infernal Torrent, and Glacial Torrent. These are your primary abilities for a Tactician. The way the build works, you don't even need Necrotic Torrent. It's kind of just there. It's not really part of the build. But you're going to focus on Glacial and Infernal, which you have to get through your talent tree. So you start with Glacial, and then you go Infernal, then you go Glacial, then Infernal. Switching temperatures like that makes you do more damage if you have the right talent point placement or whatever. And I got this buff now. There's nothing, unfortunately. Actually, if I can speed ahead here to another. Oh, didn't make it. Okay, doesn't matter. Things usually die by the thing you just saw. There's a buff here that it's like a red gem. Maybe I'll just shoot him, get one combo point. I'll start this thing right here, Expanded Torrents. I got 2 points. If I were to use this ability that generates combo points, it generated 3 points instead of 1 because I had two in there. So it generated the 1 from the shot plus 2 from the buff. Every time you use a torrent, it gives you another stack, which if you can put 4 stacks and then shoot, they'll give you all 5. So it's, you use Glacial, Infernal, and then you use this ray shot. This ray is just a big, powerful, demonstrate it here, so I get another point. So it's a charge shot, does 1600 damage, which is quite nice. You don't just sit here and spam this, that's effective. That one was only for 1200, but I mean the damage varies. If you're fighting a boss, that's what you're going to want to do. Ice, fire, shoot him. That shot will generate enough combo points for you to use this, and then reset. Ice, fire, shot, and then the ray. This other ray right here, Necrotic Ray, that's an AoE shot. That can, not as much damage, but it hits multiple enemies. That's situational if you're fighting multiple and you want to, I mean, that's what you do. I have no quests over here. Okay, well, here is where the Tactician shines. Now you put your thing down, your healing core. I forget the names of things like that. I know what they are. Now you pull a bunch of guys. Nope, I got stunned. That's not good. These guys are hitting a lot harder than me. And there we go. Oh, my, yeah, the core didn't last that long. That's why I started taking more damage at the end there. Oh, I don't want to quest. Wrong button. Is it this? No. What is it? What was it? A necklace? Is that it? No, it's not a necklace. Am I blind? Oh, that thing. Okay. Do it for the necklace. Oh, I thought I did that before. It must be like a repeatable. Whenever you find it, you can bring it back. Anyway. As you can see, that... Like, I almost died there and had to use a health potion. Oh, jeez. I spawned back. I don't have stealth anymore. Don't pull. There. It can be used at this point when I'm like level 41, fighting level 42s, and that was 4 of them. Leveling up That's not a problem. Fight 4, fight 5, fight 6, not a problem. Now it's getting a little bit harder because enemies survive much longer. You gotta make sure that core is up. That's what kind of screwed me over. And use these remotes. They're on a 1-minute cooldown, so almost every pull you could use them, or every other pull. And these cores, you only have one at a time. These engines, you only have one at a time. But these remotes, you can have all of them on at once. Now this ability, I'll just throw in here. It's just dot damage. 1200 to 1400 fire damage over 8 seconds to whoever you target. It's more damage. I don't find it very useful when you're fighting a group just because it can help with them. And I'll probably use it anyway, but it's not needed. If you're fighting if you're fighting 4 at once, all 4 are going to die at the same time. If you start using that ability on one of them, they're going to die differently. That can be useful because they're taking less damage. But it also uses energy, so you have to, like, if you have no problem with it, don't bother with it. But if you're taking a lot of damage like these guys did, it can be useful to take out that one guy first and reduce your damage taken by that little bit. So how does this work in leveling? It's amazing. Some guy asks you to kill, I don't know, whatever, wolves. And wolves hunt in packs. You can pull the entire pack or 2 packs, put a core down, pull the packs, clear them out. Quest is done in 2 minutes. You don't have to pull individual targets. It's awesome. Now it's getting a little bit slower. Still pretty damn effective, as you saw. When you're fighting 2 enemies at a time, 2 or 3 anyway, under the right circumstances, you can clear these out relatively easy. PvP also very powerful at the beginning because the amount of damage you're doing with these turrets, obviously it's not as much as you're saying now, it kind of scales, but the amount of damage you're doing at the beginning is ridiculous to players. Once players get to this level, it starts to not do very much. It's nice because if you and a group of your teammates are attacking a group of enemies, if you're not being focused, you can just provide a moderate amount of damage to a lot of people. But you're not going to be able to 1v1 someone very easily. It's possible, and I've done it a couple times here and there. When a Defiance, sees me, we both attack each other. Or he attacks me, I should say. I'm not aggressive in open world PvP. But in a BG, it seems like players, if you're trying to 1v1 someone, it will not happen. There are other rogue classes that are better for that. This is a support class by every sense of the word. It heals. You have healing for the group. There are other rays like these that use, like, when you have 5 combo points, you shoot at an enemy and the explosion, or like the amount of damage it hit the enemy for also heals your party. I'm not sure how it works really. I mean, that's how it works. It heals your party when shot, but from a a logical perspective, how does that work type of thing. But you have your healing turrets, and those are very useful for a tank that maybe has a little bit less endurance than your normal 2. What else can I talk about this class? I can't really think of anything else I need to talk about. Generally, I assume if you're watching this video, you understand how these talents work. I don't have to go into very much detail. The marksman, the only reason I use the marksman is for that shot. This ability here, expanded torrents, that I talked about, that when you shoot an enemy, it grants all 5 combo points if you have the max of 4 stacks. Then you shoot. That would only be as effective as it is because I'm a marksman. My original build was Tactician, I think Assassin, Tactician, Assassin, Nightblade, which was I could shoot them with my turrets, my torrents, sorry. And as they got in close, I just used my swords, but it wasn't very effective. It wasn't doing as much damage. I had my gun still, and I had this ability because this ability, this ray ability here, is a tactician ability. It's not a marksman ability, but it gets amplified by the marksman tree. The abilities, I wasn't getting it amplified because I was melee, but it was still doing flat. The base damage was higher than melee, so if I could buff that range damage further, you can see there it can hit for 1600 damage potentially, and that can be really useful. That pretty much covers it. I mean, I'm not gonna, the stats are kind of, yeah, I look ugly. The stats are dexterity. I'm not sure why wisdom is green. I guess it's being buffed by something. Anyway, dexterity and attack power. It's pretty obvious there. For the sake of it, I'll go to my professions. I am an outfitter, which has been very useful beyond belief. I'm also a butcher, which of course is needed. I don't have a third profession, although you can have one. I hate having 3 professions in this game because I always lag behind in another one. I have fishing and I have survival for food, which is not leveled up at all anymore. I don't want another 3rd profession. I'm sure they're like, if you get apothecary or something, and you have the money to support buying all the plants, that would be really useful. I played apothecary before on another character. So that's going to cover it for this video. I may make another video, or get a friend of mine, I should say, to make another video with me about the Guardian classes and how he thinks tanking and stuff works, because I don't tank personally. But if you guys want to see tanking or something along those lines, or another class, I do play the cleric as well, the whatever the new soul is. Something to do with plagues or something, I can't remember. Anyway guys, subscribe for more Rift videos. See you guys next time.